organiser of this event is Dan Goldberg of Buzzing Bugs Audio Devices. And Dan, who's based in Truro, manufactures guitar effects pedals for gigging musicians. Dan, what gave you the idea for this expo?
So I've always been a visitor to exhibitions, and I've worked with the company at exhibitions around the country, and I just saw there was nothing really like that happening down here, and it just so happens that we have some amazing builders down here, so pedals, guitars, amps, and I thought it'd be a really good opportunity to kind of bring everyone together and show off what kind of Cornwall and the southwest has in terms of guitar gear.
Do you make these pedals yourself? Do you manufacture them yourself?
Yes, yeah. Well, I build them myself. The printing is done elsewhere, and I design all the circuits myself. Yeah. So.
You got a shop in Truro?
Not a shop. No, I've got. Well, I work out of a workshop.
A workshop
at my home. Yeah.
So a lot of it's sort of ordered online, sort of stuff.
Yeah. So the web store is probably the biggest business for me. Although I'm in local shops. I'm in Defiance Music here. And Project Music in Exeter and a few others, so yeah, getting there.
Fantastic. Now this, you've done this in conjunction with Defiance Music?
That's right.
Who are Defiance Music?
So Defiance Music is the chap behind you, Ed. Who,
that's Ed?
Yeah,
so we'll be talking about.
He obviously works here at Fish Factory, and he decided to use a bit of the space that they've got here to kind of sell music accessories, strings, straps, and second-hand gear as well. So
that's brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Great. We'll have a look round.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm here with Ed Shellard, who works here at the Fish Factory Art Space and has his shop here. Ed, tell us about this event first of all.
So the event was Dan's idea, who runs Buzzing Bugs Audio Devices, that's his company. And yeah, he came to me with this idea to do the Cornish Expo with pedal makers. You've got your guitar makers, amp makers here as well. And I said it sounded like a good idea. That's the kind of thing we like doing, really. And yeah, I'm just surprised to see so many different makers.
I feel it's been a big success.
All in Cornwall, yeah. I didn't know there were so many around.
Yeah.
So they've all come out of the woodwork.
It's nice to actually meet the people who make these things and see them for real and have a chat with them. That's really good. So, do you do quite well in your shop?
Yeah, it does okay. I mean, I opened this in December 2022 because there wasn't a music shop in Penryn. There is. You can buy stuff in Falmouth. But it's not really, it's like a music shop in a department store, and they didn't have sort of, for example, like Ernie Ball strings.
You got strings? What else you got?
Drumsticks, straps. Yeah. I've got kind of everything that you need. You know, I haven't got a lot of space, so I have sold a couple of drum kits, but I'm limited to sort of second-hand guitars. I've got effects pedals. I do stock Dan's effects pedals as well. Yeah, he's got a shelf in my cabinet there.
Excellent.
So it's a nice way of, I've got Dom's stuff as well, Everybody Hurts. So it's like local people can sell their stuff through my shop as well.
Have you got an online presence?
I have no online presence. I have an Instagram, but I've not quite got to the point where I'm like shipping things out yet. The only music shop in town at the moment.
Is it really?
In Penryn, yeah, in Penryn.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's what I thought, and that's why I opened it.
Have you got plans to expand? Have you got a bit more well-known, a bit more business?
Maybe it's in the back of my mind, but it's not. There's no concrete plans at the moment.
Yeah.
But maybe one day moving on to the high street, maybe taking a shop front, a bigger place with more visibility. Yeah. But obviously, then I'd have to make it work. I'd have to borrow some money, save some money.
It's not easy at the moment.
It's probably the wrong time to do it now, but yeah, maybe in sort of 5 years or something.
Are you open every day, virtually?
Tuesday to Saturday,
Tuesday, Wednesday,
10 a.m. till
Friday,
5 p.m. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's good. Well, thanks ever so much for talking to us, and thanks
no
for
problem.
organising
Thank
this
you.
event, because I think it's been really good.
I think it's been an astounding success.
Yeah,
I think.
do
Yeah.
too.
Thanks very much. Cheers, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Ed. Thomas Gray, based on the Roseland Peninsula, makes very high quality guitars. But they are, let's face it, very expensive. But if you want the best, his guitars are played by Graham Coxon, Josh Smith, Chris Buck, Justin Sandercock, Tim Rennick, need I go on? Tom, if I wanted to buy one of your guitars, what do I have to do?
Well, my website is greyguitars.co.uk, and on there's an online booking form, so you can contact me on the contact sheet. I also have an online store, so there's guitars ready to buy there, and I will be even making more guitars for the store over the next few months. So if you're after something straight away, you can look there. But please do contact me, call me, email me with your dream specs, and we can get it made.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, I believe you are going to try out one of Richard's cabinets.
Yeah, let's do that.
Very nice, interesting to see that. Which guitar are you going to choose?
Let's just use this one.
One of yours, obviously. And what model is this?
Obviously it's based on everyone's favourite guitar from California, but we call it an Emperor. All my guitars are named after butterflies. So Emperor, Brimstone, Grayling, Admiral, that kind of thing.
Okay, I'm going to put my mic down there so we can hear it.
Boost circuit engaged.
We've got it boost.
Like that very much indeed. Thank you, Tom. Michael Gardner builds unique guitar effects pedals and including one-off custom builds to individual requirements. His designs are wild, experimental and got some great names. First Smiles, Bristol Throbber, Empty Skies. So, Michael, could we hear some of your pedals, please?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
great, Michael.
How was that?
That was really good. Just these wonderful names, the names that you've given all these pedals, they presumably, that what they do is reflected in the name, is it?
Yeah, kind of. A name is born out of anything at the time. However, I finish a pedal design and I go, right, I've got to name it now. And sometimes it can take hours and hours of agonising, and sometimes a name will just fall out of the sky.
Right.
Yeah, literally. This one, of course, is named
Driver.
after the band Slowdive.
Right, yeah.
Because they both the main guitarists, Christian and Neil, both use that one on their pedal boards for their current tour, which is awesome. Absolutely love that. It's always nice when your work's recognised by and used on a worldwide stage. A bit of a buzz, that one.
And I'm very intrigued by these little the sensors, the touch sensors on that, because in my day we didn't have touch sensors.
No, it's something that I noticed on the pedals of a Russian pedal maker. He's very highly regarded and amongst us weirdos. So I just experimented with them. And it turns out that you can do all sorts of different things with them. And it just, touch sensitive, so the harder you push, the more effect it will have. So you can be really, really subtle with them and just light touches through to really pushing quite hard and opening the gates to hell.
Well, it's fantastic. I love them. I think your effects are fabulous. And how do people buy these?
I have a website, emojifx.com.
And can they try them out? You've got somewhere they can try them out?
Not currently. There are demos available, though. Mostly, if you look up a channel called Pedal Experiments, they demo pretty much all of the pedals that I've got. I also link those to my website. Probably needs a little bit of an update at the moment, but as these things, it's not something I do myself. But
have they got rechargeables in them, or are they all?
They're all powered. I prefer not to use batteries because of the environmental aspect of it. So I don't use batteries myself. I just use a power supply. But it's the same standard power supply as
12 volts or 9 or
9 volt, centre negative,
And the ins and outs are all standard jacks, are they?
Yes.
Jacks?
Quarter inch.
Quite. Michael, thanks ever so much. That's really fascinating.
No problem.
Well,
Great to talk to you.
The demo.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Richard, you've been building handmade amplifiers and cabinets now for some years, haven't you?
Yes, that's right.
What gave you the idea of coming today?
Well, I got out of the blue. I got this invite from Dan at Buzzing Bugs saying that he discovered me on the internet as probably the only amplifier manufacturer in Devon and Cornwall, and so invited me to come to this event, which was being planned. And so it was an ideal opportunity, really, to be able to showcase what we've been doing over the last 14 years. And the first opportunity, really, to properly showcase the new amplifiers. They were all ready to roll going back some 3 years ago, and then COVID hit. And so it all kind of ground to a halt. So now we're finally at the position where we can actually showcase it and hopefully get things off the ground. You know.
And it's a lovely day for it.
It is, yeah.
And it's quite well attended, isn't it?
Quite a lot of people, So already quite a few inquiries, and hopefully here's the beginning. You know, it's great to network with other people as well. You know, first time really of being able to do that. You know, so good opportunity. You know. So at the very least, we've done that, you know.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed, both of you. Dominic, hi, nice to meet you. I've looked on your website at all your fantastic devices and the beautiful engraving and the wonderful retro designs with polished wood and ammeters from the 60s and valves and all sorts of stuff. Where did you get your ideas from and why?
I just toured a lot of stuff, and regardless of its kind of like age, it has a certain kind of functionality, I guess, and then I just put it all together and...
People say that they bring things to you that have busted, and they come back, something completely different, and weird and wonderful.
Don't know, it's more like I just find things that I like, and then I kind of like hold them in my hand and be like, oh, that's pretty good with this one. I don't know, I mean...
And just tell me about some of the gadgets you've got here. I see you've got a spring reverb here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love the engraving. How do you achieve that? I believe you do your own engraving.
Yeah, it's all CNC'd. Like, I used to do
What's
it...
that, the CNC?
It's like a computer-controlled milling machine.
Oh, really?
Like, I used to just do it all by hand, and it was just paint, like...
What about the designs? Who designs them?
These are my partner's illustrations.
Right.
Those kind of mathematical forms,
Right.
they're just... I just type the numbers into the computer.
They look
until it
really
looks
good.
nice.
And I love the wood. And the lovely handles.
Yeah, so it's
and
all
they're fully working, aren't they? They all work, yeah. Fantastic. Could we hear something? Could we hear the reverb? Or just Is that through the reverb?
Yeah.
I believe. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, mate. Lovely. I believe you actually made that guitar as well.
Yeah, it's just a present for my girlfriend, really. Like, it's not
the solid aluminium plate on it. You must have a fantastic workshop.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's quite near here, isn't it? Yeah, fantastic. Tell me about some of these other gadgets you've got here. What is this?
This is just a little prototype Echo thing. It's kind of, what do I say about it? It's just an Echo. I was like auditioning different Echo circuits for a long time, and this one I really liked, but it didn't work into the little project that I was auditioning them for. Yeah, what else is there? This, just a fuzz pedal.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sounds
really
pretty good,
nice.
kind of fuzzy.
Ascension. Lovely little picture on it. Yeah. And I'm fascinated by this device here.
A controller for like some old synth. That's from the 70s. It's a Korg MS-20, so it's not like kind of standardised controls for like the control voltage and the trigger and whatever. So this, so that replaces a keyboard.
I see. Pitch control.
Pitch control, but also like note on and off as well.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That again is just another variable, voltage.
Right, controller for whatever you decide to put through it. Yeah.
And then it just runs into this anti-log amplifier that gives you like, if you don't have that, it's like the low frequencies occur here, the middle frequencies occur here, and then the painfully high frequencies are all up there, so it just kind of distributes the notes a bit nicer. It's got some kind of fancy oscillator thing with like tap tempos and different waveforms.
You said to me earlier, it hasn't got oscillators in it, you have to put all the inputs in.
Yeah,
It's a controller.
It doesn't make any sounds for itself.
That's great. And what's this one, Dominic?
Again, just more synth stuff, just more
I love
filters.
the pink knobs.
Cheers.
They can buy your blender. How do they buy them? Go online or?
Yeah, eBay or just through me directly. I don't have an online shop. I don't really. Yeah, sometimes. Oh, and I sell stuff here, but beyond that, I don't have any distribution. I'm not.
You're more interested in building weird things than selling
I'm
them.
interested in building weird things. Yeah, I'm pretty.
Dominic, thanks ever so much. Really interesting. Thank you. I'm here with Tom Oakes of Horovia Effects, and he makes effects pedals. You're based in...
We're based here in Falmouth.
In Falmouth.
Yeah.
And what's different about your effects pedals?
What's different about ours? Well, They're original designs. I mean, a lot of effects pedals are clones, whereas ours are ground-up designs often, or slight pastiches on something that's happened before. Yeah.
And they're used by pretty famous people, aren't they? Jake Morelli, Adam Prendergast. Why do they like to use your pedals?
I guess it's the originality, maybe. It's
they're very robust.
They're very robust, roadworthy. Yeah. High spec components. Yeah.
That's good. How long have you been making them?
Horror-Thea has been a thing since about 2019. Yeah. But I've been building pedals since about 2005. Yeah.
And this is your own company?
It's my own company.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We'd love to hear some of them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we can do that.
If you come around the front.
Okay, so my first design was the Type 1 chorus. It's a stereo chorus. So we've got mono in, stereo out. Its DNA is basically in the late 70s Boss CE1, which is a massive, great big stereo chorus pedal. I wanted to make something with that sound, but in a much more compact format, more robust, and I came up with this, which is the chorus side of the Boss CE1.
Stereo pedals,
more unusual than mono pedals, yeah, that's right. So I often use it with the intensity at the lowest as to create some stereo space in for the track. Like that kind of thing. Speed it right up so we can have some real kind of wobbly goodness. I won't unplug now, but what's another feature that the Type 1 has, which is very good, is you can plug straight into the right and you just get vibrato rather than chorus. So, or you can take both outputs to their own separate amp and you've got stereo chorus. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, lush stereo chorus. Moving on swiftly to this one, which is which is still a prototype. This one, this is my fuzz, my take on a fuzz pedal, and this has been in development for a long time. This one, I knew that when I launched a fuzz pedal, I had to offer the world something new that they hadn't really seen before, because otherwise what's the point in repeating stuff? So this has been through lots of iterations to get to this point. It's pretty wild. It's got some pretty mad features here. You've got this sag control, which sag control makes you more and more sad the lower you turn it. Yeah. Very maudlin. The lower you turn it, the lower the voltage from the battery that you're simulating that it's got in it. So I think down here it's sort of about 3 volts it's pretending to have. So haven't we got anything? It's got this bias control, so you can change the bias of the transistors inside from the very hot bias to sort of cold and Velcro-y sounding. It's got an input trim control which parallels your volume control on your guitar, so that you can preset the volume control essentially to be lower when you kick it in. It's got 2 rotary switches here, the input cap value, output cap value, so these control the amount of low frequencies which are going to and from the circuit. And then you've got these 2 extra foot switches. This one here, which is called reservoir defeat, which knocks the power capacitor out of the circuit, which basically means it just oscillates kind of all over the place, controlled by your volume control and the sag control. It's quite wild. We'll get to that in a sec. And then we've got this 3-stage foot switch which knocks in another buffer stage on the input. So it's like a low gain or high gain switch. So shall we have a listen to this one?
Yes, I'd like to hear that one.
Yeah.
That sounds a very comprehensive pedal, that one.
It's pretty
It's
crazy.
the most complex of all.
I think so. I think so. So let's go for a kind of a very. Go to. So if you wind it, so you can also, it's really responsive to the volume control. So you can clean up with the volume control. And then let's add in some more low frequency. Kicking in the 3-stage, it's got loads and loads and loads of low ends. And then we can turn the bias up. And it will still clean up on the volume control. Now turn the sag down and reservoir defeat on. We can make it oscillate like crazy. Like that. And on that note, indeed.
On that note. Round of applause, everybody. Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
If they want to buy your stuff, how do they?
They can.
You've got a website?
We've got a website, www.horrorthere.com. We've got a web shop, horrorthere.com. Or we're on Reverb as well.
Reverb?
Yeah, on Reverb too. Yeah. Very
That's
good.
brilliant. Really interesting. And
Cool.
wow, what a galaxy of pedals you've got there.
Yeah, there we go.
Fantastic.
There we go. Cool.
Thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure. Cool. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm with Seth Backus now, who makes extremely high-grade guitars. Seth worked at the Manson Works, the famous Manson Guitar Works, for many years under their head luthier, and he learned all there is to know about making electric guitars. Seth, can you tell us a bit about your days at Manson's?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's my family business. So Andy Manson, who is the founder of Manson Guitars, is my stepfather, and his brother Hugh Manson is the electric guitar Manson. And I started working there straight out of college in 1997, I think. And I used to run the retail store and kind of help with the guitar making a little bit here and there, and yeah.
So tell me about this famous Manson signature guitar. What's it called?
Well, we had quite a few artists at Manson's, and we made a series of guitars for Matt Bellamy from Muse. So Matt was a local lad to Exeter, went on to become one of the biggest rock stars in the world. And we built a whole bunch of guitars for him, and why they're a little bit different is because they have effects pedals built into them, essentially. And some have fuzz pedals built into them, and some have MIDI control pads built into them, and all kinds of wild stuff.
That's fantastic. You haven't got one of those here today, have you?
I haven't, no. These are the guitars that I make personally.
Just take us through these various bits you've got here.
Sure, yeah. Well, this is my Shoreline model, which kind of references the classic guitars from California that we all know and love. And this one's kind of laid out pretty kind of classic Strat-wise with 3 single coils. The pickups are made by a company called Bare Knuckle, who are also based in Falmouth. One of the best and biggest pickup companies in the world there. And vintage style tremolos and
Who makes the tremolo arm?
That's a Callahan tremolo, which is a bespoke American brand. And we've got some beautiful timbers here as well, roasted maple for the neck.
Where'd you get your woods from then?
The maple comes from Canada, which is... I buy it direct from the guy who goes out with a chainsaw and logs the trees. Yeah, it's quite amazing to see.
He knows what cuts you want.
Absolutely, he gets the best wood in the world, in my opinion. And the bodies are obishi, which is an African hardwood.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Very lightweight and very resonant sounding. The next one is called the Argonaut, which is my take on the sort of classic offset style. That one's actually a baritone scale length. You can see the neck's a bit longer than the other one.
That.
And it's tuned down to B, so it's kind of not quite like a bass guitar, but in a much lower register than a standard guitar.
Really?
Yeah. Essentially, it's like a standard neck, but with 2 extra frets on the bottom end.
So if you put a capo on, it would be...
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
How interesting.
And then the last one there, we've got another Shoreline model, but with a very different pickup configuration.
Oh yeah, different pickups.
P90 in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge, so a little bit higher output on that one.
And the same make tremolo arm?
Yeah, same tremolo, and this also has some very beautiful timber.
Isn't it lovely?
And I just finished these with a sort of hand-rubbed oil and wax finish.
And you do the electronics yourself?
Yeah, do all the wiring and everything as well.
Not that high tech, the electronic bit. Once you've got it gripped, is it?
Yeah, no, guitars are generally relatively straightforward on that front.
Oh, Seth, that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks very much.
And how can people get in touch with you? Just on the website?
Yeah, my website's www.sethbackus.com, and all the social media links are all on there and everything. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Great.